Say, bruh, the Clippers took game 3. Before we get into this video, everybody go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so you can receive a notification every single time we post a video. Welcome to Sports R Us. And today we're going to be talking about the Clippers taking game 3 in the Western Conference Finals. They beat the Suns 106-92. This was one of their biggest leads that they had on the Suns in this series. This is one of the most commanding leads, and not only that, the lone commanding win that they had within this series. Tonight, Paul George had 27 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal. He was 9 of 26 from the floor, so his field goal percentage wasn't the best, but he put up the proper amount of points in order to get them to win. With the defense from the Clippers, you could tell they made a lot of adjustments. They stuck to different players. They made sure that that every single time that a player from the Suns tried to make a move, that they saw a body. Reggie Jackson is another player that we're seeing in these playoffs that's stepping up, with the absence of Kawhi Leonard. He has stepped up. He stepped up in the last series against the Utah Jazz, and you see him also stepping up in this series. You see him giving you 23 points. He had a rebound, 3 assists, 2 steals. He was 9 of 17, so his field goal percentage was much greater than Paul George. It was 52.9% from the field. Zubac gave you 15. Terrence Mann gave you 12. Patrick Beverley gave you 8. 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal and a block. So everybody's giving you something. You see Marcus Morris coming in, 8 points. Kennard, 9 points. They had a lot of players that were coming in the game that was giving them much needed bodies within the game. So even though if it didn't show up in the box score, or if it didn't show up within the stats, you still were able to see that they were making a difference within the game. They were coming in, and like I said previously before, there was showing bodies to the Phoenix Suns. On the Phoenix Suns side, we had Devin Booker with 15 points. He was horrible from the floor, 5 of 21, so he was 23% from the floor. Chris Paul, his first game back, I noticed as soon as he got on the floor and, as they start playing at least about 5 to 10 minutes into the game, you could tell that he was a little bit sluggish. Even though the announcers were saying that, they didn't really see anything different with him. They said that he just needed to get his feet under him or whatever it was. I saw a little bit more. He looked much more sluggish than he looked before. He had 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 12 assists. He had a great amount of assists, and he had 3 steals. But you can tell that there was something missing. So I think that they needed to allow him, maybe to give him one more game to be out. To be honest with you, the Phoenix Suns looked more relaxed when he wasn't in the game, even though in another series they needed him. But in this series, I felt like they were much more relaxed playing against the Clippers without him. So I don't know if that switched up a few things. DeAndre Ayton had 18 points. Cameron Payne in this game actually went out. We'll get an update on him soon just to see exactly what's going on with him. Mikal Bridges had 13 points. Jay Crowder had 9. You could just see that the output from the Phoenix Suns tonight wasn't the best. No player was in the 20 had 20 points or anything like that. So everybody was within 15 to 18 points, and other than that, everybody else was lower. So the Phoenix Suns tonight didn't really come out with the same veracity that they had in Phoenix. Of course, they had the crowd behind them. In LA, they had the crowd behind the Clippers, and they came out and did what they needed to do. It was a lot of dunks and things like that Paul George was executing throughout the game, that was getting the crowd amped, that was getting his team amped. And just their defense and their adjustments. And that's one thing about Ty Lue. Ty Lue is always going to make adjustments. He knows about the X's and O's of the game. He knows exactly what needs to be done on a game-to-game basis. So he made adjustments. You were able to see that. I'm pretty sure Monty Williams, being the great coach that he is, he's going to make some adjustments for next game. Depending on what's going on with Cameron Payne being the backup, you do have Chris Paul back, but it's always great to have Cameron Payne, who can come in there any given game, give you between 18 to 22 points, possibly give you more. And I don't see Devin Booker playing the style that he played today. I don't see tonight the way that he played in tonight's game. I don't see him coming back with that. I think he'll make adjustments. He'll come out much more aggressive, and he won't be in foul trouble just as much as he was in this game. This was his first game with the mask. He didn't have one of those historic mask games, so they won't be able to put this down. But if he had the mask on next game, I think he'll play a little bit more freer. He'll be much more comfortable with the mask. And yeah, I think the Suns are going to come back the next game. I think that the Clippers needed to win this game. If they would have went down 3-0, then this series would have been over. I do think now they have a chance, even though I still believe that the Suns are going to take this series. But I think that the Clippers came out the way they were supposed to. And the next game is going to be on Saturday, so we'll see exactly what happens. And hopefully, like I said, Devin Booker can come back and play the game the way he played it in Phoenix. Bring that same veracity, bring that same intensity, no matter if Chris Paul is on the court or whoever it is on the court. Come out there and play the same way you played in Phoenix, and they'll be able to win the game. So everybody go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, and also put some comments down below telling me how you felt about this game today. What do you think the Suns did differently and the reason why they lost the game, and what do you think the Clippers did differently? I know the last game, game 2, was a close game, so the Clippers did show that they had what it took in order to win a game. But let me know what y'all felt. What y'all felt about this game. This has been Sports R Us. I appreciate y'all.